You asked that question without eye contact. It's so weird.
Check this out. No blinking. What kind of porn do you like?
The simplest way to put it, I have problems.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Roderick McDaniel, here for another episode of Pain Management Podcast.
I'll be your hype man.
You will see. I'm going to need one because this is going to be a weird episode. We just realized we hadn't sat in the studio in a long time. And it's kind of crazy. Our vibes are all over the map. But the greatest co-host of a podcast to ever exist in the history of podcasts is sitting to my right. Put your hands together for my boy, Mr. Jimmy Moynihan.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thanks.
What's
and
up,
I feel the same way about you.
Oh, you're the best.
Best
man.
co-host of all time.
Oh, see, dude, feel the love. Also, we got a dope guest. All right, and I'm doing everything not to bully this guest. Okay, I don't want that happening. But if you notice the young man to my left, this guy's killing it on the comedy scene. You've probably seen him on Kill Tony, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself to that camera. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Hey,
who are you?
I am Heath Cordes, and I am from Alabama.
What part?
Coleman, Alabama, right in between Birmingham and Huntsville.
I know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
I was just over there in Alabama. I did Montgomery, Opelika, and Columbus, Georgia. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've only been through Montgomery and the really down part of it a couple times, but
Dope comedy scenes over there.
is it?
Yeah,
I've never been.
You would crush over there, man. You got to get back over there. And I hung out in Auburn.
Yeah.
Stayed in Auburn the whole time. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it
man.
would be fun to go back there. I haven't been back since everything happened in Texas, so hopefully soon.
I'm gonna give you after this show. I'm give you some names. Dude. I want you to hit them up, and they will. You're gonna love every show.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
See, that's how we do here. We just get here together and network and talk about people we know and places we're from. How long have you been doing comedy?
I started in October of 2021, so going on, it will be 4 years this October.
4 years.
Yeah.
Do you feel the stress every now and then?
Yeah, it hit me like a bag of bricks, after everything first started popping off. But I'm getting a little more used to it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, moved here. When again? I'm sorry.
In August of 2023.
Yep. And then you got on Kill Tony, and you went viral.
Yeah, that was
Viral video. That's really, really funny. And then you blew up, right?
cool. Kind of
Yeah.
for
you
my
blew up.
level,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of.
Yeah.
It was
but
so fun to watch.
Thanks, man.
And and then you got a golden ticket,
and
then you became a door guy at the mothership.
yeah,
Passed,
it was cool.
and that all happened bam, 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 right?
Yeah, pretty close.
It's
Like
pretty crazy.
I moved here just because I was in the process of doing a few spots on Sundays at the ship to see what Adam thought about me, and everything pretty much happened within 3 months, and then I got the job. So it was a lot to take in. I wasn't expecting it to I moved here for all those goals, but
Right.
it was one of the first
It
times
all
in life
happened,
where
yeah.
everything worked out. So I was
Yeah.
like, this is not new.
So what
Or it
what
is.
what did it feel like in the moment? Like when it was
Um,
happening?
I think it was just easy to just try to block it out in a way. I don't know, because whenever I did think about it, it got overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it took me. I'm still processing everything, but I feel much better about it, or I got my head wrapped around it a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just adjusting.
We
Yeah.
never do talk about this, man, especially in our business, but there is a such thing as when it comes on so quick and all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have time to process it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have ways to deal with that or healthy outlets to deal with that, I've seen it crush some people under the weight of it. And you've done a bunch of you guys that are in that group. You, Cam,
Yeah.
Drew Nickens, y'all are all really handling it well. But Drew's been on the podcast. Now you're here. And one thing I know about all of y'all is you all have your own system for how you deal with the stress.
Yeah.
What is yours?
I don't know. Like, I think I'm big. I always like watched just like a lot of too much TV, too many movies. Like that. Life was boring when I grew up, so I think that was an easy way to escape. And it's the same thing now, but for different reasons. You know, it's like too exciting sometimes. So like it's fun to just watch a movie, smoke a little bowl.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like there's always something going on, but it's like it's chaotic. So those nights where you're just chill, you don't leave your house. That's so nice.
Yeah, it's
Stay
nice.
in, movies,
It
comfort food.
gives you a little time just to like you said, process it and you know, reground yourself. You know.
Yeah, and get rest. Fucking sleep.
I stayed in the hotel on the road extra days going and coming back from the road because I was just like, nobody knows me in this town.
It's nice.
I can just like I got up and went to eat when I wanted to eat. Nobody called, nobody bothered because everybody knew I was on the road. So I was like, I'm in this town and I'm just gonna go look at sites and visit museums. So sometimes you gotta destimulate yourself. You don't even realize that you're being overstimulated until you get that break, and then all of a sudden you're going, that was a lot going on right there. I'm glad I'm taking this little breather.
For sure, I completely agree. It's always nice just like I mean, it can be a great time just to like also like isolate in the hotel room and just like work on stuff, work on material, and then just like you know, just like take everything in. Like
That's cool. So what is you guys, did you go when they were up in New York? Did you do Madison Square?
No, I didn't do that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering because I know Drew and I saw him a couple of weeks ago. We were both out at the outlet mall buying shoes, and we shoe shopped like we were on Sex in the City, but we were looking for just a bunch of different Nikes. So Drew and I were hanging out, and we talked about that night, man. And you know, he talked to us a little bit about on the podcast about how you know he was one of the few that didn't go up. But he was there. And you know, you talk about how you deal with those disappointments. What is a way that I think a lot of times people doing comedy, they wonder, does he have disappointments anymore? Does he have letdowns? Because they think the doors are just automatically opening for you everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's silly, but it's so true. Like comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And so like if I compared myself to 2 years ago, like I'd be happy all the time. But like now it's so easy just to like, you know, you're in such a space where everyone is so talented and it's just like easy to spend more time thinking about someone else than yourself, and like that's what breaks you. You know?
Because I think a lot of times it's easier to do that than to look like, hey, I don't want to deal with my own adulting right now. Let me look over here at them, and then I can feel bad about not being where they are. But I'm like, dude, you may not want to be in that yard. That yard is stressful. I'm hanging out with this dude. I know what that yard's like. So man.
I have to remind myself that the whole like everyone has a completely unique journey. That's like so like I'm not experiencing the things this person's experiencing because I'm a different person than them. So they're doing their thing, and the things will happen for me the way they happen for me. It's completely
but it
separate.
lets you tell a unique story about how, like, it gets to me. It puts a face on your comedy because you are on that unique journey.
Yeah,
I like that though, man.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I think it's a different road for every single one of us. But I mean, some of the people I look up to most in this business, like CK, like, you know, he didn't blow up until he was like 30 years in, you know?
Right. So like for you, it's such a unique, that's what's unique about Kill Tony. Because like, if you're funny, you are funny, and like Jolly's funny, Cam's funny, and
For sure.
you know, all those guys that are on Kill Tony are funny. But, you know, you get the attention right away and those eyes on you, which is really early on, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool, but like, it's a different kind of like thing than most comedians that have been doing this 10 years ago are used to,
No,
because
it's way
like,
different.
they have like they develop a portfolio before they're known, and like, you know, and now it's like sometimes like people can like fill in the blanks to a story that they don't know, and like and you almost become a character, like, you know, it's interesting, you know.
Yeah, it definitely is. When like really at your stage, all you have to worry about is getting funnier and like working on your shit. But it's clouded for you. It's like, yeah, I mean, I look back on the times like in Orlando where it was just doing sets and we were getting on stage, but not like there was no like pressure or like thought, what's this gonna lead to? There was never like that destination. There's more of like a destination, like where do I have to get now when I'm in Austin? And I miss not having that. And it's hard for me. It's the more I get, the more, unless I am conscious about my thoughts, the more I get, the more I have the fear that I'm gonna lose it, and then I'll get greedy. So like, you know, like I had this, but I want more. You know, I get past somewhere, but now I want to do more shows. So like it's like always like so. Gratitude is a good
gratitude, acceptance.
Yeah, being grateful for what you have instead of just getting lost in what you don't, you know?
For sure. Like, it's so easy just like for the grass to be greener when it's really not. It's fake grass over there, you know? Just enjoy your grass, you know?
Yeah, just enjoy your grass.
I don't want to mow everybody else's yard. I'm just trying to handle my own yard. That's all I'm at right now. So, so we do talk about mental health. Do you have any mental health issues you want to talk about?
I mean, of course, like we do this. Obviously, I'm a
there's something wrong with us already.
Yeah, we fucked up. Ain't no secret.
Yeah.
Have you been like diagnosed with depression or anxiety or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, like for the basic stuff, I remember being in high school and just like going through it and not really having an outlet. And so like I tried, you know, the therapy, and I tried I think I had a psychiatrist at one point. And so I got diagnosed some like Lexapro for like anxiety and depression and all that stuff. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I think it's easy for them. Like, I don't know. I'm skeptical about like identifying it in a way of where it's like not something that everyone deals with, you know, because like a doctor will just label it to sell you a pill. And I don't know. I think there's just easier. So like, yeah, I have all those things, but who doesn't, you know? And I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's let's talk about that, because I'm one of those guys. Like, I think a lot of us are sad. Yeah. And if you turn on the news, there's enough reason to be sad every day. And just being a young man in our society, there's so much weird shit thrown at y'all that wasn't thrown at me growing up.
Can I say something though?
Yeah.
For sure.
Nothing in the news makes me sad.
Nothing?
Really?
No, are you kidding me? I'm not losing sleep over fucking, you know, anything but myself. I'm a self-centered, and I'm not like trying to be like, oh, I'm an awful person, but like everything that I worry, almost everything. Obviously, I worry about like my parents and family and stuff, but still only the stuff that affects me.
Yeah,
you know?
but
so like I'm never, when people say, oh, it's hard to turn on the news and be if my life rolled and it was still like everything was happening in the news, I would still be happy probably.
Really? I don't know if I can, dude.
But like, I don't know, when it comes to me, like it still comes from a self-centered place, like that anxiety. Like,
I would still have
how's this gonna affect
sympathy
me?
and empathy.
Yeah.
By the way, I would still have sympathy and empathy for things that are happening, but I don't know. I feel like that's separate from how I feel day to day.
See,
which is I guess
I don't know, because man, you know, like I'll say this: when I was in the military, there'd be crazy stuff happening on the news, and I would be that person. I would be on station in the news when that thing was going down.
Oh, of course.
So I think because of that, it really, like, I'll watch things go down, and then I'll see, oh, that's going to affect. I know some guys in the service that are going to have to go handle that situation. I know what the outcome of this news story is going to be to somebody's family or somebody. Yeah. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's sad. But even that sadness comes from the fact that I went through that situation. So yeah, it is a self-centered, like, I remember what happened to me when that happened. So I know it's about to happen to somebody else. So yeah, But I mean, dude, when you look at it, you guys get bombarded to be young men today. Like, but there's just crazy stuff happening being a guy. Looking at social media today, just seeing all the crazy stuff that you guys get hit with. Like, I'd rather be with a
Titties.
bear
Lot
than
of
most of
titties.
you. And we're like, dude, I like bears. I ain't bothering nobody. I want to be hanging out with the bear. Is it a cuddly bear? So
Yeah.
I get it, man. It's kind of weird, but when we talk about that stress and depression,
Yeah.
in this business, man,
Mm-hmm.
and this business used to be way more no's than it was yeses. I'm
Mhm.
just part of that old school where it was like, you're going to get 100 no's before you get a yes. And I'd be like, yeah, it was. I came up in a weird time in comedy, man. You guys got social media outlets and still get the no's. So that's kind of, that's a depression machine we work in all the time.
Oh, for sure. I know. I mean, we get a lot of no's still.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bunch of no's, bunch of
so many.
But it's like operating. For me, it's like to keep my sanity. I fuck with the clubs that fuck with me.
Yep.
I remember still about getting funnier, so like I don't stress about where I'm doing comedy. I just stress about getting
funny.
up there and being funny. It's like my goal is to create fans and have people follow me, and the people that are following me and care about my comedy won't give a flying fuck which clubs in Austin I'm performing at. They just want to see me.
They don't even.
So that's the end goal anyway.
Normies don't know the clubs. They just know you.
Yeah.
Are you performing there? And they
Of
want to come
course.
see you.
And that's what that's what matters. So
Yeah, there's like huge pros and cons to socials. Obviously, it gives the comedian way more power, to like take it into their own hands. Like it's, if you get a certain
Yeah.
amount of numbers, there's no way a club is gonna say no.
helps a lot.
Yeah, and but like the huge con is like, I like it's. I don't know if it's a con, but it's tricky. The fact to be updated with everything and everyone, it makes it harder to like focus on just getting funnier and stuff like that.
Yeah. When there's all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I think the best bet maybe is to like, while you're starting a podcast, okay, let's start a team. Like how Shane Gillis has like a team on his podcast and people that, so it's not just obviously him just doing it.
For sure.
But in any situation, I think it's good because like, say you have a podcast and you're doing it every week and you're doing it right and you're promoting it.
Mm-hmm.
That's done every single week on top of everything else, on top of like comedy and like traveling and all that and tours. You have to have that podcast happen and you have to have those clips come out. And that's a lot. So yeah, having a team.
I completely agree.
This
It
is
makes
a
it
stuff.
easier. I want to be at a point where I don't even have to look at my socials. I could just have someone to run
Hell
it.
yeah.
That's the dream.
I think that it's everybody's dream in this.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be on Instagram and look at this.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
And the other flip side of Instagram is that, and we've talked with Drew about this, and I love talking to Drew about this, is that, Christina Mariani said it to me. The comments aren't for us.
Mm-hmm.
And those comments, like for everybody that loves you, there's one jackass on there in the comments that's like, I'm going to get a lot of joy ruining this dude's day. Do you have to deal with that at all?
Yeah, for sure. And like it's very easy just to be sucked into that, like, and never stop looking. For the good ones, and then like you're secretly just looking for that bad one because like you just like a part of the brain just like wants to be hurting for some reason.
Wait, so you're scrolling comments, like looking for?
Well, in a sense, yeah. It's like play I don't know, hot potato in a way, or like
it's in
see
there.
how far I can dig before the explosion goes off.
Minesweeper.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Maybe I
that's
can
just
get it
not
all the
bad.
way to the end, but like that's
Man.
part of the game, I guess. I don't know.
Christina told me quit looking in the comments, and when I did it, it was the smartest and best thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
I just like we have a video that's still viral. It's still I will get at least 100 updates on this video her and I did together, and I will every day. There's going to be 100 updates when I wake up in the morning. There's going to be a new 100 people that found it and liked that video, and there's going to be new comments. And I quit looking after the first month. She told me, don't go back in the comments. I don't go in the comments. The comments aren't for us. And I saw what she meant because, dude, there's just, first of all, there's disgusting dudes in the comments that are, wanting to bang her, whatever. They're going to say their thing. But there's somebody in those comments that doesn't know anything about you. All they know is this 1 minute clip of you. And they've determined who you are as a person based off that 1 minute clip. And I was like, I'm out, bro. I haven't posted a comedy clip on social media in 2 years now.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't done. I just quit. I was just like, I have all this video, and some of it would get me canceled. And I thought about putting it on OnlyFans. Just like for $2 a month, you can watch me say jokes that'll get you fired from your job. So I thought about doing that and just letting it exist there.
That Holocaust chunk you got?
Yeah, I got some hot takes on everything, so I'm gonna just put them all there. But it's that whole idea is that I don't clip it up and watch my stuff anymore I got a minute and didn't algorithm hustle. I was just like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm getting better about that for sure. But it was like real easy just to like be zoned in on that in like the first few months. But like I've gotten better about just like deleting the app throughout the day, like only checking messages.
Nice. Yeah, it's so much better.
Yeah.
Man.
It's nice. Just it's like not even there. It's a healthy reminder. You don't need to be on this because you just do it without even thinking. You just click on the app
without even thinking, and it's like so bad. It really is. It depresses me to be on it, and then like it's wild because like I'll go on Instagram because I need to find a link that someone sent me.
Yep.
And I'll open it, and right away, I'm talking right away, my feed will grab me.
Yeah.
I'm on to go to a message. Feed will grab me, and then I'm clicking, and then I realize it. And sometimes I realize it and I don't correct myself. I'm just like, and I'm stuck, and it's like this chain. I really wish there was no cell phones.
And it's always the dumbest shit too. Like I'll just like spend 30 minutes watching some asshole cut a bar of soap.
Right. Yeah.
it's retarded.
Stupidest shit.
Yeah. But I will say this. I have spent time working my Instagram algorithm to the way I want it. So now it's mostly like, hey, Hunter x Hunter's getting a brand new season for the anime. And I'm like, hell to the yeah. Like, let me go to this thing I'm gonna do. So it's like quick, like move on. Yeah. But it took a lot of deleting. Like I had to work that thing like a job to just say, I don't want this, I don't want this.
It's tough. I watched a video, I think it was like 5 minutes on how it was just a guy making candy canes.
Yeah.
And he was just
First of all, I would have watched that.
You know, stretching it out and like then twirling it and how he twisted it and how he makes the different colors. And I just fucking, and while I was watching it, I'm like, I have so much to do.
Yeah.
Like that was one thought. And also it's like, I'm going to watch 3 more minutes of this guy making candy canes. And both things went, you know, and it's just awful.
First of all, I would have watched that. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Great. I would have 100%.
I highly recommend it.
The videos come up on my feed multiple times, and I always stop. I just keep watching, bro.
If you're making food or candy, I'm watching that all the time, man.
And it's so wholesome because it's just this little old man, and he's rolling the candy cane out for the children.
Oh, you saw the video?
Yeah, multiple times.
I know I saw the one on YouTube. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the kids are watching it, and they're like, it's great.
Dude, sometimes you need those bursts of wholesomeness in your life, man.
You really do. And sometimes you just have to jerk off to porn. I do the first one first and then take it from there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I miss you so much. This is what I miss when we don't get to come to the studio. Those bursts like that.
Do you guys use masturbation as like a vice when you're depressed? Sometimes I'm like, sometimes my mindset will be like, oh man, I'm depressed.
I want that quick shot of dopamine.
Yeah. So I'll think like, okay, there's so many healthy outlets I have. Like I can call a friend, I can go for a walk.
Yeah.
But let's think about the one thing I can do while not leaving this bed, and that is jerk off. And
I used to.
So will you do the depressed jerk?
Yeah, because I want the shot of dopamine. Sometimes
it's just like a little shot, you know.
I do that one. I've done it. I don't do it anymore. Well, I'm 54 now, so now I'm at the point where it's like I'm too tired to jerk off.
Yeah.
I got things I want to do. Like I should get up and go make myself a morning tea.
Yeah.
I do that.
That's nice.
Sometimes, I mean, jerking, I'll be so depressed. It's like coming is like a suicide Narcan.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
That took me off the ledge. Now I can go adult and be the life.
Yeah, or at least like, you know, be all right.
I get it, but like I don't know. I always get like more sad. Like when I do
After?
it to like feel better, I get always just like, what am I doing? You
Oh
know?
yeah, looking at it.
What
kinda
is my
sucks.
life? What is this?
Because like it's only like a 30-second experience for me, and then it's just
30
continued
seconds.
sadness.
Oh wait, like coming?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
you
take
don't buzz
long.
for so long.
Oh no, coming for 30 seconds. I feel like it's pretty wild.
No, yeah, like it doesn't take me that long at all, dude.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 15.
Well, the thing, like, it
There's
goes
like a
back
couple
up.
seconds before where it's like,
Yeah. And then the letdown where your brain's, the dopamine's coming down.
Mhm.
I like how we're doing busted nut math, first of all, on this
Yeah.
show. But it's a real thing. It's a real thing, but we're actually doing the math. Somebody's going to be saying, I didn't know this was a real
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, there's math to this.
But one thing I have been changing is I don't jerk off before I go out anymore.
Yes.
Like, I used to jerk off before I would go to shows, because like my mindset was, if I jerk off, I'll be calmer before I go on stage.
Mhm.
But there's just a little bit of something's changed since I've stopped touching my dick.
Well, you still need the desire to
And-
impress.
Yeah, and I have that
Yeah.
more in my balls. Like
Mhm.
here I am. I'm gonna
you
be
do
funny.
have a certain strut about you out
I'm
there.
gonna be funny up there, and then I'm gonna drain my balls on your face.
That's his blue balls. That's his blue
and that's
balls.
like that's the mindset I have.
That is, you
blue
do
balls
have-
makes Jimmy confident.
Jimmy, that's my boy Jimmy Cock of the Walk Money.
He's full of cum right now, bro.
Jimmy's out here like, yeah, check it out.
That's not his posture. That's all the cum in his body right now, bro.
Yeah.
My boy is bricked up like that wall Trump's built.
Yeah.
My
It's
boy bricked
leaking
up.
out of my toes.
Yeah, all right. You want to go shoe shopping? I know a place. I'll call Drew. We can all go shop for new Nikes.
Yeah, let's get a little serious here, guys.
Okay.
What kind of porn do you like?
You asked that question without eye contact. It's so weird. what kind of porn do you like?
I thought I was looking at you. I think it's creepier, like just direct eye contact without blinking.
Like, especially when you look at somebody,
Yeah,
what do you
check
like?
this
And I'm
out.
like, no.
Check this out. No blinking. What kind of porn do you like?
Damn. Yeah, I don't know.
That's too intense for me.
Yeah. I usually just search thick naked and then do the
thick
video.
naked?
Do you
Yeah.
spell
Wait,
it
hold on.
THICC or THICK?
I do it the right way. I
This
say
isn't
thick.
part of the bit, right? You type in thick naked
Usually, yeah.
with 2 C's or a CK?
I spell it right.
He's going to do the CK. He's spelling it right.
Yeah,
Which
you're
I
doing
think
the
is
CK.
messing it up. You got to do
Uh,
thick with 3 C's. And you'll be
okay.
amazed what your algorithm's going to pull up for you, bro.
Do you
Does it change
Can
everything?
I ask
It
you
does.
something? Do you think maybe you're wasting your time writing in naked? Because like if you type in thick in a porn site,
I just Google it. Like incognito, I'll search thick naked. Yeah.
it's so funny that you looking the way you look.
And I'll say MILF too.
type that
All
in.
of that.
MILF.
See, that's
Do you
the part-
type in
yeah.
big boobs,
Yeah.
juicy pussy,
Big boobs.
big boobs,
Big jugs.
yes, giant jugs?
I remember those days.
Yeah, I still jerk off like I'm 12.
Yeah.
This conversation feels like I'm stuck between two
Yeah.
12-year-olds. That's what it
Oh,
feels
come
like.
on.
I've been there.
I do dress like a kind of like
I
a
feel like an elder statesman to the 12-year-olds. Like, I remember those days. Oh, whatever, Grandpa. Whatever. Did you even have the internet when you were young? No, we got magazines we hid in the woods that our older brother had.
I think we'd all be better off if we had to like search for a magazine, you know?
Bring
Well-
back print literature.
It would be more accomplishing, you know?
Yeah, because I couldn't do that in my house. I had to go out and walk to the woods so I'm getting my steps in, and I had to get to the clubhouse and then go find a magazine in the clubhouse.
yeah.
It's like diet getting laid. Like I scored a magazine today, dude.
Yeah.
It is kind of nice, and it really makes you value nipples.
Yeah.
Because when you only had a magazine, like there was nowhere else to see boobs
Yeah.
other than
The Sears catalog. but they were in a bra. But still, it was beautiful.
But to see that was special, and now it's not. I'm so spoiled,
desensitized.
There you go.
There you go.
Did I say it?
Close enough.
Yeah, it really ruined it. But like sometimes when there's boobs in real life in front of me, I'll take a moment when I'm like, appreciate this, because there were so many years where I'm like just dreaming of seeing boobs in real life.
Yeah, it's nice. Boobs are nice.
Come true.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree on that. Boobs are.
I do miss them. I'm practicing celibacy right now. So
I love that it's something you have to practice.
I have 7 kids, so I was very bad at it when I was younger. Me and celibacy did not know each other, but now I'm like,
now
hey,
you're practicing it.
I want to be celibate for a while and learn how to love Roderick, and then really, like, here's my thing. I want a relationship with somebody where it's like we are definitely mentally and emotionally supportive of each other.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to take the physical out so I can find those other 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you want to take the physical out?
Yeah, I'm taking the physical out so I can find emotional and mental support. So when we're both emotionally and mentally fulfilled, then I know the physical part will be great. I know I ain't forgot how to ride the bike. I just don't want to ride the bike. So I think, that's what I'm looking for. I'm taking the physical out right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm also dating a bunch of women my age, and a bunch of women my age won't do it. So it's hard to take the physical out when they're like, how much longer are we going to be alive? I'm like, girl, quit it. take me to dinner first, please.
I think it's a bad idea to leave the physical out.
You think so?
Should do it. I don't think you should wait too long.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing that.
Because then she's going to go blow, the mailman or something.
And that means that's who she's supposed to be with. That's all. I'm really enjoying this right now. Like, I went on the road for 7-8 days, and just like, there was one lady, there was a Puerto Rican lady in Columbus, Georgia, and she threatened to fuck my brains out.
She threatened.
Look, she was so aggressive, it was a threat. Okay. Yeah. And I just told the joke about how the lady rushed the stage in Buda, Texas to try to blow me during a show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling them this joke, and this lady is like, I'm going to top that. And I'm like, lady, please don't. Please don't try to top that.
Bottom that.
Yeah. This is all scary for me. The minute I'm saying, I don't want to have sex, now it's like, you want some sex? No, ma'am. I just said I don't want it.
Yeah.
No,
women
that's a joke.
So disrespectful. Stupid horse.
Jesus. Why? Why am I stuck in this? I never thought we'd do an episode where I was the straight man. I didn't know that was even possible. I'm usually the problem, not Jimmy.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been the straight man in any podcast.
On fire, dude.
Dude. Oh, I'm just banging them out, bro. We cannot take another month break for me and Jimmy. We have to be here every week. Even if we don't record, we have to sit next to each other at least once a week.
Okay, so question, Heath.
Yeah.
As far as what are some of like the mental, as far as like having depression or anxiety, how does it get in the way of you doing stand-up comedy? Yeah. How do you maneuver mental health when it comes to getting on stage and dealing with the feelings that we were just talking about before, like the disappointment and stuff and the anxiety?
Yeah, well, I think for a little, for like, like while I was processing things, like I said, it was easy to just like focus on something else, and like that comes with taking too many days off and stuff like that.
Right.
And you can get behind if you just don't want to think about it. But like I'm at a point now where like I really don't have much else to focus on, other than stand up. So like since it's the only thing I got, and I got it a pretty good hand right now, like mine is, I'm doing as good as I can with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got the blessing, so you might as well utilize it while you got it, man.
Yeah.
But what about you, dude? I know you tell me, you and I talk a lot of times where we talk about the stress of just like, hey, I got this job, you got your family thing, but you're also, trying to balance the comedy thing.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you think you're doing right now that's improved it the most for you, that lets you deal with getting to the stage?
Well, I mean, the first thing that popped into my head, and obviously it's because Heath just said it before, is I'm doing the best I can. So it's like, that's big.
Yeah.
When I'm able to do that, it helps too. I'm doing the best I can. Struggling, making mistakes, doing
Accepting
things wrong,
that, like you said.
fucking up without having to be a fuck up.
Yeah.
Ooh, bro, you dropped a bar right
Yeah,
there. That's a bar.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's the bar right
And
there.
so like forgiving myself and saying I'm doing the best I can and giving myself credit for things that for a long time I wasn't able to do, like show up. Like show up for waking up at 7 a.m. to go to a job. I work 40 hours a week. And sometimes I wake up and I don't want to get out of bed and I'm like feeling down and pushing myself and getting into work even when like everything was telling me to stay. Those little things are like are helping me. And as far as like with comedy, that's practicing doing things when I don't feel like doing them and pushing myself helps. So I guess that basically, I think.
I'm proud of you for that. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's good stuff to share. Anybody can take that information and run with it, brother.
Oh, yeah. But doing the best you get. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say was you're able to do that then.
Yeah.
Like say, hey, I'm doing the best I can. I'm
well, like with anyone, it's a daily reminder. You have to like always. It doesn't like because it's easy to gravitate towards like feeling self-conscious and all that stuff. So like, yeah, you just got to remind yourself that day or of that stuff.
Yeah, I always like with battling mental health. I felt like I wanted to be healed. So like, it was important for me to get my shit together. So if that involved me getting like sober, so like I would stop drinking for a little bit and stop doing drugs, and then wanting to feel mentally well. And then not working, that was always a good problem. It's like, well, I'm the problem, so not drinking isn't gonna help me. But anyway, yeah, it's a lot. We're doing stand-up comedy is crazy. What we're doing, and then on top of that, having.
Yo, you don't got to tell me. This year 23 for me. 20. I've been in this a lot of years, man.
Yeah.
And I watched this whole thing change. I remember when there wasn't that many clubs. I remember when everybody was like, you got to do the big clubs. And I was like, I remember when there weren't big clubs to do. You went out and did comedy everywhere, you know, biker bars and stuff. So yeah, it's been a weird journey, man. So
the times are changing.
And I love it. I love it, man. I'm just trying to be as positive and supportive as I can before I clock out. That's all I got left, man. I'm being positive and supportive, help as many people as I can, and then I'm gonna clock out one day and be like, well, that's my last shift.
Yeah.
But at least I left, my mark on it. So
clock out? Do you mean die?
Well, no, I mean clock out from comedy. I mean, yeah, eventually I'm gonna die. I'm 54. I mean, I'm old, bro. I turned 54.
I'm just saying that sounded pretty morbid.
Oh yeah, clock out. Yeah,
I'm gonna help some folks and clock the fuck out.
Yeah, y'all good? I'm out
later. No,
I'm calling in tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you see yourself stopping stand-up at some point? Like, where you're like, I'm like retiring or whatever? Or?
I'll be honest, man. Every time I've had that conversation where somebody said, what is retirement for a comedian? And I thought about that. And I was like, then I look at dudes like Dave Attell and Eddie Pepitone. And I'm like, bro, they're still going hard charging to it. Like, there are guys that are in the game that are way older than me. Yeah. That are just kicking ass and still touring. Then I'm like, I don't know what it's going to look like. I will diversify. Like I'm writing stuff that's not technically comedy. I write more. I'm selling articles, so I'm doing stuff that's outside of comedy.
I'll tell you what, though, you can do stuff that's outside of comedy and shit. But like with like Seinfeld, there was like this clip where it's like, he was doing the show Seinfeld and getting, millions and millions of dollars and shit. but it was to him, stand up was always the thing. So he's like,
oh yeah,
this is my thing. This is like, so like doing, so there are, and you might be one of these comics that they might do different things, or they might stop doing stand-up comedy, but that itch is so real. And if you're a comic, you're gonna have, this is what I think, if you do like clock out or whatever and say, hey, I'm done, one, it's like, if it's still bringing you joy, I think you shouldn't stop.
Oh yeah, I can tell you it won't be anytime soon.
Yeah,
man,
I
love this.
I don't think it's really hard, like, especially when it just comes to being funny. It's impossible to stop until the day your mind leaves you. So like, when would you retire? When you can't fry an egg anymore, you know? Like when you can't do simple shit like that, maybe you shouldn't do stand up.
Retire from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start buying breakfast sandwiches.
I like how you have your option. You gave me an out, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I do think that you guys are so young, man. I think a lot of times we don't think about the end game. You know, like when I was younger, I didn't think about my end game in this. I always just thought about this party's going to go on forever. But the older I get, then I look at young dudes and I'll go, hey, bro, you're not going to be in comedy for long if you don't get that cocaine habit under control. Because let's be real. I've seen great comics shorten their own career because, one, they can't control their penis and they can't control cocaine.
Yeah.
And if you don't figure out how to get those two things under control, your career is not going to be long in this business because everything you want is there and available.
Yeah.
So you got to learn some no's and some self-control. And then some of us come into this and we have addiction issues, you know. Let's just be real. We got issues with a lot of things. And then it's like, oh, I now work in a field where I'm already depressed and anything I could want once I hit a certain level of success is now available to me.
Yeah.
And you got to start figuring out, you got to have systems. Like one of my favorite things about you is you always talk about you have group. And you know the things, and then Drew had the plan, you know, hey, when I'm in a situation, I've learned more coping mechanisms sitting in this chair from great comics doing this at a high level.
That's cool.
Just talking to you guys and hearing things like, here's the plan. Oh, I could incorporate some of that.
Mm-hmm. You got to be proactive.
Oh, yeah.
Because that shit will, for me, bad thoughts will hit me quick. And it's the more efficient I am at handling the bad thoughts early on before I can spiral, the better, because I can squash them. Because sometimes a thought will spiral and get bigger and bigger in your head. And it's so funny taking the power away because it really is your choice. You can just decide like, hey, this thing that's just taking up so much room in my head, I can just let it go.
Oh yeah,
but you have to be aware of it.
Yeah. Recently, I literally was looking at our numbers on Spotify for this podcast. And I convinced myself, I'm the problem. And if I quit the podcast, this show would blow up if I would get out the way. Although the numbers are saying, no, the podcast is doing really well and it's growing. So my mental health was at a point where it's like, oh, this is an episode. I know this is an episode starting because these numbers are telling me my brain's lying to me.
This podcast is us. We are the podcast.
Yeah.
The two of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and also Heath. You know what I mean? But
temporarily.
You'll be back.
So I don't think you ever even have to look at it like.
Oh, yeah. No, your brain will sometimes just be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to me. But I had to be proactive when I caught, I hear the lie my brain's about to tell me.
Yeah.
Let me hear the number saying that's a lie. What I need to do is now, Roderick, if you're about to have an episode, what do you need to do to address that episode? What's causing that? So yeah, I was proactive and kind of, you hadn't been to the gym in a while. You need to get up, you need to move. And also I started looking at how much I isolate because I do love isolating.
Yeah.
When I come home from the road, it's hard to get me out of the house. If I've been out, like we did 47 weeks of comedy last year. So this January was hard for me to like, I'm in Christmas mode still. And then we had the anime convention come up and I'm like, I literally got to go work straight for 4 days of just doing everything at this anime convention. So yeah, you got to sometimes make your brain go, you got to get up, move, because you isolate to relax and your brain's going to, I caught you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you got to move a muscle, change a thought.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a big problem of mine where like I think the solution is just like you said, isolation, and it totally isn't. Like you like I think the whole point of everything is like get outside yourself and like try to like make someone else's life a little better when you
Yeah.
can, and like that's the only way to like not be thinking about how sad you are all the time.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Relief of your own self, thinking
Mhm.
about yourself all the time.
Mhm.
That really is, they say that in recovery, to help somebody. Go help somebody. That's what my sponsor would always say.
Yeah.
You know, pray, go help someone. Basically, stay out of your own way.
Mhm.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's easy, but I do love rest days, man. Oh God, I love rest days.
Yeah, everyone needs it, you know.
I do, because I don't want to do another like I sent Cody a message 2 weeks ago. I think I said, hey, we'd have to go on the road this weekend and stay out every weekend in order to do another 47 weeks.
Mhm.
And I said, so the best news I can tell you is we're not going to punish ourselves like that this year.
Mhm.
Because that we'd made a conscious effort, like sitting down together and looking at the calendar and going, I don't want to do that again. Because there'd be days we'd come back here, we'd be here Monday, and I would tell you guys in the group chat, like, hey, I'm going to get back late Sunday night, then we can shoot the podcast Monday, and then I'm leaving again Wednesday. I'm getting back in this car and I'm going back out on the road.
Yeah.
So there were only times where we'd come back, stay 3 days, and then go back out on the road.
Yeah.
To do that 47 weeks. And I don't want to do that, man. I like rest days and being able to be active in the community, coming down just to see people and hang out. I don't need to go up all the time, but I do like going to the shows and seeing everybody's faces.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I miss a lot of people in the scene, and that's something that I don't do all the time.
No, for sure. I think that's healthy. It's healthy for me. Like, do you like the hang? Do you like just being around?
It's something like I've realized I need, you know, like no one can like, but like I think I looked at it as like, oh, there's so many people you gotta like not impress but entertain all at once, and
You
like
feel like that?
yeah, it's easy to get that way where it's
Right.
like I do it for money now. Like now when on my free time, I just want to be by myself, but I'm getting to a point where like it's like, you know, that's unhealthy. That's really unhealthy. You need to reconnect and be connected to people.
Yeah. Well, I think it's unhealthy to have that mindset that you have to
I know. I'm
entertain
aware.
people, because I mean, in my opinion, the reality is that you don't have to entertain anyone. I mean, like, you can go out and just hang out with comics and not feel like yourself or feel down and
Yeah, but like in the
still,
moment when you're at home, you're like you said, like we all said, you're sad, and it feels like oh, I'm gonna have to act happy
oh,
right
of
now.
course, yeah. When you're home before you go out,
Mm-hmm.
when you're sitting alone with those thoughts that will enter your head, and a lot of those thoughts are just trying to keep you inside,
Yeah.
keep you isolated, keep you sick.
Yeah, if I
Mhm.
take a shower and put on pajama bottoms, it's a wrap. I'm not coming out.
Mhm.
I'm done for the day. Like, I buy like all these cartoon and anime pajama bottoms. Once
Mhm.
those go on, that's my sign. I'm in for the
Oh,
night,
yeah.
buddy. I'm through.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's
white
best.
flag. Once you put on that.
I give up today.
Yeah. I remember I would like put on jeans and like a nice shirt. This was before, like, I wasn't doing comedy, but I
Mhm.
would like want to go out.
Mhm.
But then like I wouldn't find anything to do, or like the people I would hang out with were doing something without me or doing something else. So like I just remember, like, after being dressed to go out, that white flag of like taking off like my jeans and putting on gym shorts, like, fuck.
Yeah, this is it. It's a wrap. I do. It's a balancing act, man, because I need those days where I just like last night. You guys know Pothead Chimp, Max Maxington. He hit me up. He was streaming. You know Max, Pothead Max, that's always out on the patio at the creek. You ever met him? Huh? The philosophizer. Yes, the philosophizer. I love Max. Hit me up in the middle of his stream last night, and it was the coolest message because he was telling me. I was congratulating him on his 1 million views on YouTube.
Oh wow.
And he was like, he said, thank you. And I said, what are you thanking me for? I didn't do anything. He said, no, bro, You did shows for me when I first got here. You gave me friendship. He went through a list of things that I had done for him. And I was like, oh, that's part of my bless as many people as I can before I check out. Well, that's just how I live. But it was cool that he kind of acknowledged all this cool stuff. And then we were sitting there talking. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm literally sitting in front of my computer. There's an anime on this screen and there's a game here. And I'm sending Laura Ortiz a text telling her, oh my God, I watched that anime you told me to watch. This is literally my night.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm like, I'm not going out. This is it. It's a wrap. I can't stand up. I'm in pajama bottoms with Lilo and Stitch on them. It's going to look weird on camera. So, I got to just sit here and just like, hey, what's up? But no, it's one of those things. I get that. I love those days. Once those pants go on, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't come out. I can't come meet you guys.
Well, yeah, it's addicting. Like, that's the thing. And then, like any addiction, it can just lead you to, like, how did I get here? You know?
I can't let that go for 7 days. That's where the problem starts. It's like, no, bro, I have to plot things. Like, hey, you got a show coming up? Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
When is it? Where is it? Okay, I'll be there.
It's healthy.
Do you need me to work the door for you? I will volunteer to do stuff that makes me get out the house. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't have to go up. I don't want time. I don't need to do comedy. I'm just here to hang out and talk and fellowship with you guys and to watch everybody do a set and be a cheerleader for you. Because Brian Simpson said something one time in the green room here when I did that Netflix audition. And Brian, God bless you for saying these words to me. He said, the road is not the shows. The road is us in the car headed to that show. The road is you after the show hanging out with all the comics that you're meeting and the people that are buying your merch, and that's the hangout. That's the road, because he would rather go out on the road with somebody that's a 5 comic but a 10 hang.
Yeah.
Instead of a 10 comic who's a wet blanket of a hang.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. I mean, you're going to be around that person all the time.
Yeah. And I think that's comedy sometimes. It's like, yeah, comedy is what we do on the stage. But you'll be amazed how much of comedy is just being around like-minded individuals and just great fellowship. And it's like, I don't have to be funny. I don't have to be on. I'm just here hanging out and vibing with you guys because I generally like all the people around me right now. I like the comedians that I work with. I like their spouses. I've met their kids. I really love this little family that we've built here in Austin. And so there are times I just want to come to your show and root for you. I don't need to do time. If I need to do time, I'll book a show on the road and go out and get paid for it. But I don't need to do time. I just want to be here to root.
Yeah, I agree.
So I do enjoy that, man. And we got to push ourselves into that sometimes because, boy, that house, all my cool shit's at my house.
I know.
All my shit I like's in my house.
Yeah, it's easy to set it up just so where you never have to leave.
Yes. Dude, I have a computer in my room, big screen TV. The PS4 is my Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
And I almost bought a mini fridge for my bedroom. And
I've
I
had
was
that same thought. That's too much.
Yeah, like, oh, no, I'm never leaving his room. The bathroom's right there. That's all I need is in this.
Exactly.
And my mom did. So my mom and my brother, we all live in the house. My daughter and my granddaughter used to live there. So I've always had a big family kind of thing now. Since the pandemic, where a bunch of people for family all living together in one unit. But she did this crazy thing. There's a game room upstairs where we have a big screen I got for the family out there in the living room. She put a microwave and a mini fridge out there.
Oh.
And now I was like, oh, it's only got to move over a few more feet in my room. And I'm done.
Nice.
You people will never see me again. That's when I'm going to retire. That's the retirement. I'm going to get me a small dog that I can put in my man purse, and then I'm getting a mini fridge for my bedroom. And that's that. I'm quitting comedy that day. That's the signs. There'll be signs.
That's the only happiness you need.
Yeah, I got my small dog in a fridge, and is Cartoon Network still on? All right, good. Bye, everybody.
That's all you need.
I got a plan. I'm not going to tell you the day I quit comedy, but there will be signs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Check and see if you see me in the Best Buy looking at mini fridges. Just drag me out of there because I know what's coming. I know what's happening next. All right, dude. Heath, where can we find you online, man?
Yeah, just check out my Instagram, The Real Heath Man. I try to keep the shows updated on the link tree, and then, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
What's anything big coming up? What's your next big one?
I don't have any. I'm got like about a month off on the road right now.
Nice.
Then I'll book. I usually book a couple months ahead.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got March. I'm getting back at it, but man, this slow February has felt good, boy. Just like, I only got to go to Alabama for 8 days and do the road, and then get to come home and hang out for a few days and see people. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's been very good.
All right, where can we find you, Jimmy?
Jimmy.Moynihan on Instagram. And you can follow Pain Management at Pain Management Podcast on Instagram. And you can listen to us on Spotify and iTunes.
Yep.
And
we're everywhere. YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube on Creek TV. Type it in. And thank you so much for listening, and follow us. Yeah. Follow us, and we'll see you next week. And thank you so much, Heath, for coming on.
Yeah, it was so
Thank
much
you,
fun.
brothers.
Thank
You're
you, guys.
amazing. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.
I have